Hey everybody, it's Anna and welcome back to my booktube channel. I thought that today I would make a sort of little January book haul video because even though we did just have the entire holiday season, I may have gone out and purchased a couple of books for myself as well, so I wanted to share those with you. The first book that I purchased this month that I was really excited for, I actually don't have yet because even though I pre-ordered it, the delivery got delayed because of the snow in my area, and that is Dark and Deepest Red by Anna Marie McLemore, whom I love. I am so excited. As soon as that book shows up, I swear I'm just gonna drop everything and read it instantly. The next book that I purchased for myself is The Night Country by Melissa Albert, which I think also came out on January 14th, but again, it was delayed in delivery because of the snow, and this is the sequel to her novel, The Hazelwood, which is about a girl whose mother writes fairy tales and keeps dark secrets. So I am very excited to read that because the first book definitely ended on a bit of a big reveal cliffhanger, and I want to see what happens next. I also ended up purchasing Middlegame by Seanan McGuire for myself, mostly because everybody keeps telling me how much I need to read this, and I have been on hold at the library for it for forever, and then when it finally showed up, they lost my hold. They said that they would put me back on the list up further in the queue. They did not, and I just didn't really feel like waiting another 3 months or however long it actually took to get a copy of the book. So I found a good deal on this. I don't really know a whole lot of what this is about. I know that it's queer, and I know that people that I really like have enjoyed it a lot. I haven't read a ton of Seanan McGuire either, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, next up are two of the books that I selected for my book of the month this month. The first one is called When We Were Vikings by Andrew David MacDonald, and I selected this because it has disability rep, so the main character has fetal alcohol syndrome, and basically, as she goes through life, she gets through life by adhering to this Viking code of, honor and valor and stuff like that. So she goes through life as a Viking, treating everything as a Viking would treat it. I was really intrigued by that concept, and also because it is a sibling story about a woman finding her own strength, and so I thought that that was going to be a good read. And then I also picked up Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. I've been trying to keep myself to just picking one book of these, but this sounded really cool because it's a historical fiction book that takes place in the Victorian period, and it is something that blurs the lines between fact and fiction, and there's mermaids, if you couldn't guess from the siren that's on the cover of the book. Also, their covers look so pretty together, which I'm just now noticing. Totally coincidental, but adorable. And then I went to Half Price Books this month because I had a bag of books and old Blu-rays and stuff that I was getting rid of, so I wanted to sell them. And when you sell your books for cash, they, what do? You just turn around and get some more books. Or at least that's what I do. So I picked up some books that I have been wanting to read that are either harder to get a hold of for me or just that were a really good deal. So the first book that I picked up was The Wren Hunt by Mary Watson. And I found out about this originally over on Ashley's channel. I think that they had just wrapped up reading this for the Myth Take book club by the time I found her channel, and I know that this is based off of Irish folklore and mythology, so that's something I'm really interested in. And I had intended to read this, and it just got away from me, and I found the book for cheap, so I thought, why not? Another book that I have been in library purgatory for, Once Upon a River by Diane Sutterfield. Everybody that I know that read this book loved it, and those are people whose taste I trust. I really enjoy reading Diane Sutterfield. It has been a while since I've actually read one of her books to completion, but I remember being super entranced and creeped out by the 13th Tale, and I believe that this is a historical kind of fantasy novel as well. And then the last book sounded really interesting. I feel like I saw a release notification for this, but then forgot about it. But it's called Blackfish City by Sam J. Miller, and it is a sort of speculative climate fiction book. So let me go ahead and read you a little bit of the blurb just because I was totally hooked by this. So, After the climate wars, a floating city is constructed in the Arctic Circle, a remarkable feat of mechanical and social engineering, complete with geothermal heating and sustainable energy. The city's denizens have become accustomed to a roughshod way of living. However, the city is starting to fray along the edges. Crime and corruption have set in. The contradictions of incredible wealth alongside direst poverty are spawning unrest, and a dangerous epidemic nicknamed the Breaks is spreading, ravaging the population. When a strange new visitor arrives, a woman riding an orca with a polar bear at her side, the city is entranced. The Orca-mancer, as she's known, very subtly brings together 4 people, each living on the periphery, to stage unprecedented acts of resistance. By banding together to save their city before it crumbles under the weight of its own decay, they will learn shocking truths about themselves. Okay, I'm sold. So those are all of the books that I recently acquired for the month of January. Comment down below and let me know if you have read any of these or a book that you have acquired, however it may be, recently this month that you are super excited for. If you like this channel and you would like to see more of what I do, please do go ahead and give that subscribe button a push, because that is the best way to get notified every time I post a new video. As always, thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!